today on Rappler. Flood control contractors Curlee and Discaya will no longer cooperate with the ICI. Both President Marcos and Vice President Duterte's trust ratings drop in September 2025 survey. President Marcos says he's willing to allow public access to his SALN. Congress will live stream the upcoming bicameral conference committee meetings for the 2026 national budget. And Fil-Am Erik Spoelstra will coach the USA men's basketball team until 2028. Controversial flood control contractors Curlee and Discaya will no longer cooperate with the Independent Commission for Infrastructure. ICI Executive Director Brian Hosaka announces it in a press conference on Wednesday, October 15.
They invoked their right to self-incrimination and manifested that they will no longer cooperate with the investigation being conducted by the ICI. They were thinking that when they cooperate before the ICI, they will be getting a favorable recommendation from the Commission as state witness.
Hosaka adds the couple cited ICI Commissioner and former Public Works Secretary Rogelio Babe Singzon's statement. In an interview with journalist Karen Davila, Singzon said the couple was not being considered as state witnesses. However, Hosaka says Singzon's statement is a personal opinion. He also clarifies that any official communication by the Commission will be coursed through him or ICI Chairperson Andres Reyes. Despite the withdrawal, Hosaka assures the investigation will proceed. He also notes the Commission already obtained several documents from the couple. A social weather station survey shows President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte's trust ratings drop between June and September 2025. 1,500 respondents are asked to assess their level of trust in key government officials. Marcos has a trust rating of 43%, which is 5 percentage points lower than the 48% he got in June 2025. Duterte, meantime, earns a 53% trust rating in September 2025, 8 percentage points lower than in June 2025. Meantime, a Pulse Asia survey says nearly all or 97% of Filipinos believe that corruption in government is widespread. The survey also says 90% of Filipinos believe there is collusion between government officials and private contractors in anomalous projects. A similar survey by Okta Research shows similar findings. 60% of Filipinos feel anger or outrage when thinking about corruption in the government. The strong emotional response highlights the public's continued frustration over the misuse of public funds. President Ferdinand Marcos says he would follow the old rules and allow public access to his statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. This statement comes as Ombudsman Boying Remulla reverses SALN restrictions imposed under the Duterte administration.
We'll follow the new rules. We'll follow the old rules.
SALNs were once documents that the public could request, but under former Ombudsman Samuel Martires, access was severely restricted.
We are just going back to the old procedure. And we will follow that, whatever happens. Again, my SALN it will be available to whoever would like to. Kung hingiin sa akin ng ICI, hindi siyempre bibigay ko. Kung hingiin sa akin ng ombudsman bibigay namin.
Marcos says that he was, quote, surprised that rules on SALN access changed and that it was impossible to get a copy. He adds his cabinet is also expected to allow access to their SALNs. Congress agrees to live stream the upcoming bicameral conference committee meetings for the 2026 national budget. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announces Wednesday, October 15, Senate President Tito Soto and House Speaker Faustino D. agree to live stream all proceedings. He says, quote, if there are questionable, shall we say, insertions or additions or all that, it will also be clear who made those changes or who proposed those changes so that people will know. The creation of a small committee for the budget will also be stopped. In closed-door meetings, the committee reviewed and made revisions in the budget after it had been approved by the House. It was meant to avoid hold-up in the plenary but made the process opaque. The changes come as the government faces scrutiny over billions of public funds alleged stolen through kickbacks in substandard or ghost flood control projects. Miami Heat boss Erik Spoelstra has been appointed head coach of the United States men's basketball team until the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. Spoelstra says, quote, "It's an incredible honor to be named head coach of the USA basketball men's national team. I look forward to carrying on the tradition of excellence and teamwork that defines USA basketball." He was the assistant coach of the US men's team, which won gold at last year's Paris Games. He was also an assistant coach to Steve Kerr at the 2023 FIBA Men's World Cup, where the USA finished 4th. Spoelstra's mother is a native of San Pablo, Laguna in the Philippines. He won 2 NBA titles with the Heat and steered them to 4 other NBA Finals appearances. And that's today's wrap. I'm Julian Cirineo. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.